Hey guys, how's it going? Gareth James here for mttpokerschool.com, back with another video. And today what we're going to do is take a look at this interesting hand from the Blowout Series 530 buy-in KO, featuring players like Dominic Nietzsche and Ramiro Petrone. Now, Ramiro, if you're watching, I've probably just absolutely butchered your name, so I apologize in advance for that. So let's take a look at the hand. Ramiro, aka Ramiro Petrone, opens up for a min raise with King 9 off. It folds to Deuce Tour 18, who jams with pocket 8s, and then Loose Control is going to rejam with aces. It folds back to Ramiro, just going to pause the video there, and he has a decision about whether to call or fold. Now, you know, this is a PKO, so he has the benefit of, like, if he eliminates both of these players, he wins both of their bounties. So, yeah, that's probably going to be factoring into his decision in this spot. Let's just see what he chose to do. So he does make the call, and 8s actually gets there against aces, but aces wins the side pot against the King 9 off. So a pretty interesting hand all round. What I thought I would do is run it in Simple Preflop Holdem to see and to learn about what's going on here, and to work out whether it's good or bad. And I think, analyzing these kind of final tables with whole cards up with some of the best players in the world is a great way to learn. It's really good to see what they're doing. Maybe it's something that you're not doing at the moment that you could learn from. But I think as well, like, if we discover that it's not very good, like, it's okay to go, okay, this is a losing call, but what else is going on here? Maybe there's some other things that we haven't thought about. And I think it's really important that we don't just look at the solver and it says it's bad and we're like, wow, terrible play, terrible player, because there's clearly something else going on. And I think we need to remain open-minded whenever we analyze these kind of final tables. So this is Under the Gun's opening range, and you can see it's really, really wide. So part of analyzing these hands is to work out, okay, what kind of hands or how wide can Under the Gun open here. He was the chip leader, and everyone else obviously was shorter than him, and we can see here that he can open 41% of hands, which is going to include all suited aces, all offsuit aces, suited kings, Queen 4 suited, Jack 6 suited plus, a lot of like suited gappers, and then we've got like pocket 2s plus, and then King 9 off, Queen 9 off, Jack 9 off, 10 9 off as well, and then little bits of like King 8 off and 8 6 suited and Jack 5 suited and things like that. So it's a really, really wide range, all right? So I think this is really important to look at. Is a bounty tournament, and he's the chip leader, so you should expect him to be opening a pretty wide range. This is now everybody's response to his opening range. And so you can see the short stack, I think it was Centaurus here, can jam 5s plus, ace 10 off, ace 10 suited, king jack suited. Then Nietzsche is in the cutoff, and he can flat some hands and 3-bet some hands and also jam. He's not jamming any hands, as you can see, but he's 3-betting a somewhat strong range. I mean, obviously it's polarized, like it's got some value hands at the top and it's got some bluffs down here. But I think it's pretty interesting to see straight away. Like, I know that we're focusing and we want to focus on the original raise and the 2 jams and then what the original raisers should do. But I think just really quickly, just to look at this, to see that it's really just like kings plus ace kings suited that Nietzsche wants to induce with, really. Okay, you can see queens and jacks in there as well. But this is a really important point. I think he's second in chips, so he doesn't really want to induce particularly wide here. So it's it's a very, very strong range. You can even see kings flatting a little bit. There's a little bit of yellow in there. If you've never seen this program before, just to walk you through the colors, I have included or you can see the sort of the key, I guess, or legend, depending on where you're from in the world. So you can see that call is yellow, white is fold, brown is raised to 3-bet, and red is to jam. So yeah, pretty cool to see this. So let's have a look at the button then. So the button jam 6s plus, ace 10 off, ace 8 suited. That looks pretty good. And you can see now that we've got the small blind response, big blind response, and the under the gun player. So small blind now is just going to jam 8s plus, ace queen off, ace jack suited. So let's just go back. So button's range is already quite tight. 6s plus, ace 10 off, king queen off, king jack suited, ace 8 suited plus. And then the button jams, and small blind's getting in with 8s plus, ace queen off, ace jack suited. So two really, really quite strong tight ranges, actually. So now what we do is we can click the small blind, so the small blind jams. And again, let's pull this in. So now you can see like the big blind then has an option to go all in with 9s plus ace king. And then the under the gun player, this is going to be his calling range against those 2 all-ins. So it's like a little bit of 3s, probably just break even. And then you've got 4s plus, you've got some jack 10 suited, king 10 suited, ace jack suited, queen jack suited. Break even call here with 10-9 suited, ace queen off looks like it's in there. But that's the range, right? So we saw like 2 pretty strong ranges, and then under the gun range that looks like this. So he actually calls with king 9 off, which you can see is a fold. So as I said before, like I think it's important not to just go, okay, well, I mean, it's a losing call, it's a bad call. Like maybe there's something else going on in this spot. Let's try and work it out. I think that there's a chance that, you know, if he wins these, wins this pot, he then goes on to win the tournament, you know, more often than if he'd folded, right? But obviously he needs to win the hand, and that's why, like, when it comes down to equity in the tournament and then understanding ICM as well, and ICM is an important point here and important concept to understand, that, you know, it takes into account like what happens if you lose as well, and your equity is going to drop in this tournament too. So yeah, I think there's an argument that, you know, he could win this pot and then just, you know, absolutely dominates the final 4. But yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think. What do you think of the call? Obviously, you've seen the solution, but maybe you can tell me some other ideas about, you know, what's going on here. Why does he call in this spot? All right, so that's going to wrap up today's video. Be sure to comment down below with your thoughts on this hand. I'd love to hear them. And yeah, until next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.